Welcome to Honey and Brown.
Welcome. What do we do here?
We do anime and music.
Today?
Music corner or MJ corner.
Basically, that's what we do here now.
Yes.
Yeah, today, what are we doing?
We're doing Jam by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we're finally starting on
Dangerous.
the Dangerous era. To me, my favorite release of his, my favorite era of his, and I feel like this is like with the Dangerous. This album, I think it was kind of my first experience with Michael that I can remember, because I remember my mom, you know, like always playing Michael as a kid. But I think because again, I was born in '88 and this album came out in '92, so I remember my mom just playing this lots when I was a kid, and this is like my first recollection of Michael Jackson was the Dangerous album. And like 3 of my all-time favorite songs by Michael are on this album. So finally on Dangerous, you know, I'm so excited for this. We were gonna start on a 20-minute documentary on like kind of the making of and the history of this album, but I don't know if that would be like captivating just to watch a 20-minute documentary on it. So I don't know, I think we're gonna skip it for now. If you guys are interested in that, then just let us know in the comments. If not, we'll probably just watch it on our own. But yeah, today, Dangerous. Excited for this, eh? Finally, all the hype.
I know, you keep telling me this is your favorite.
But before we start, just want to say thank you all for continuing to support us, watch our videos, like, comment, all that stuff. Again, we appreciate you guys so much. But what we typically do here is we just go straight onto the video, and then we have a lengthy discussion typically towards the end. So yeah, if you're into that, just give this video a like and subscribe if you want. But yeah, let's get on to it. Michael Jackson, Jam, off of the Dangerous album.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Oof. Hear that new Jack sound? This is such a 90s video too.
Yeah.
Oh man, the dancing in this is insane.
And I love his style like this. Like,
it's like urban chic.
yeah.
Oh my god. You know who that is?
Michael Jordan?
Jordan, yeah. Look at him. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I just love the style of him.
I know. Look at the dancing. Oh, I love the beat. Look at them trumpets. I love this part.
Jam, jam, here comes the man, hot damn. The B-boy stands with an upper hand. Music broken tracks with my man, Michael Jackson. A smooth criminal, half the man is Mike, so relax. Mingle, mingle, jingle in the jungle. Bum rush the door, 3 and 4's in a bundle. Execute the plan, first I cooled it like a fine. Got with Janet, then with Guy, now with Michael, cause that ain't hard to do.
I love his style so much.
I know.
It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam.
Look at him, man. He's so
It ain't too hard for me to
smooth.
jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam.
Forgot how awesome this music video was. Oh my god. Oh man, the beat, it's so good. Hope this has the ending. There's like a bonus clip that I remember as a kid. I think this one should have it with him and Michael Jordan. Oh yeah, right here. Oh, this is amazing.
Michael, look, since nobody's watching, why don't you show me how to dance?
Okay, what you do is spin, boom,
He's teaching Michael Jordan how to dance.
and pow. Then the toes in, then out.
I'm full of muscle here.
Let me see.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, that's better, but we...
That's dangerous, man.
Okay, now try this. Let me see. Pow, 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 pow. Put all your
Damn, look at
energy
that.
I know.
boom, just throw it out like fire.
Oh my god. Michael Jordan has like no freaking rhythm.
Yeah.
Oh, just the one? Okay.
Yeah, but feel all the energy coming through your hand like a rocket coming out of your finger. Right, feel it, hold it, wham, just throw it out. It's almost like walking. Same system, but you're going back. Okay, go
Back.
Look at that. That's like magic.
I
You're taking your
know.
weight and you're pushing it
Like
out.
magic
That's what
come to
creates the
life.
release. It's the weight shift.
Look at Michael Jordan. He just
As this foot comes back, the other one goes up and
I think I got it, man.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, all right.
yeah.
Because Michael was guiding him.
Oh my god.
It's too hard for me to. That's a lot.
You need a jam. Yeah, that's
Oh my god.
yeah, you got it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got it. It's too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam.
Do this.
He's singing the chorus.
It ain't too hard for me to jam.
Ho,
It ain't too hard for me to jam.
ho. You got it.
Yeah, I think that's. It ain't too hard for me to jam.
Yeah.
It ain't too hard for me to jam.
Ho.
This is so 90s. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
We better play some basketball.
God damn, son.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, so before we talk about it, I want to do like another reaction within a reaction.
Okay.
It's done by The Detail. So it was that documentary that I was talking about. Maybe instead of reacting to the entire documentary, he, or the person that did from The Detail, he talks a lot about some songs off of the album. So I think it's about 5 minutes long. So let's react to that. It kind of goes into a bit of the explanation of Jam in the music video and kind of like where the sound came from. So let's start it now.
This is Dangerous 30, a video series chronicling every detail in the construction of Michael Jackson's most ambitious musical triumph, Dangerous.
Oh man, I love the album cover.
Honoring the 30th anniversary since its worldwide release. Symbolizing a musical breakthrough with the shattering of glass, the album opener wastes no time announcing the King of Pop's furious return. In place of the pristine cinematic sound of Bad is something more attuned to the real world and with a palpable sense of urgency. Beginning with Jam, the first disc of the record is dedicated to Riley's New Jack Swing influence. Lyrically, the song might sound simple enough on the surface. Michael Jackson often stating that he was only at one on stage, finding his own inner peace and using performance as a method to temporarily escape worldly issues. I have to find my peace, because no one seems to let me be. False prophets cry of doom. What are the possibilities? I told my brother there will be problems, times and tears for fears, but we must live each day like it's the last. Go with it, Jam. Teddy Riley pilots this sense of freedom with an adrenaline-pumping rhythm consisting of electronic drum snares, turntable scratches, and hot horn stabs. In Riley's words, Jam was a track that Michael had the idea for. He told me to see what I could do with it, so I took it and created some more instruments and reproduced the record. And he loved it. Ironically, having rejected Quincy Jones's idea of a Run DMC collaboration, fearing that rap music was on the way out, Jackson and Riley drafted in Heavy D, who had previously worked with Riley's group Guy and Sister Janet the previous year, to perform a rap verse in the song. It was my idea to get the rapper Heavy D to perform on there as well. He was Michael's favorite rapper at the time, recounted Riley.
I swear to God, because I just did the record with Janet, so I was like, why would he want to do a record with me? I just did a record with his sister. It didn't seem, and it just seemed so out of my reach, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. So finally, after enough time, like the persistence that he kept up, I called Quincy and I was like, Quincy, can you call Michael in? Because I've been getting messages that he was looking for me. And Quincy called me back like 5 minutes later. Man, are you crazy? This man been looking at you for a month.
You
Video
answer
saw
when
the
Michael
meeting
calls.
with the MJs, the other being basketball megastar Michael Jordan. In both their prime, the musical and sporting legends idolized by countless black youth growing up in the projects came together to flex their respective crafts. The concept was for Jackson to teach Jordan to dance, and in turn, Jordan teach Jackson to dunk.
He came to me about doing Jam, and I told him it was a touchy time because of the playoffs, and he said that basically he can work around my schedule. You're talking about a guy who I admired ever since he was a child up until this point. You can see that when he's in front of the camera and his music is playing, it's like when I'm in front of the camera, I'm playing basketball.
The video
Legends.
director, David Kellogg, remembers, We found this rat-infested, abandoned, bombed-out armory in a neglected neighborhood in Chicago. The production went into the neighborhood under the guise of a mayonnaise commercial. Neither the police nor the landlord really knew what we were planning. Michael Jackson arrived in a motorhome. We built a tunnel for him so he couldn't really be seen entering the building. He was followed shortly by Michael Jordan, who drove himself. As for filming the superstars together, there wasn't a whole lot of direction. It was easier just to play the music and let them go, either dance or play basketball.
That's
It was
true.
so loud that they couldn't really talk, so they had to let the music tell them how to behave.
Oh, I love that.
The disused urban location was befitting of the song's explosive chant-like tone. B-boys and B-girls are consistently featured throughout the video, paying homage to the African American and Puerto Rican youth who have originated so many styles of street dance, which was then perfected and tuned to fit the moves of the King of Pop. With appearances by Criss Cross and Naughty by Nature, this was Jackson's most visible attempt at crossing over into the hip-hop and rap genre, which was now so influential in music of the 1990s. Seeing it as a potential vehicle to capture the hearts and minds of a wider, younger audience. At the same time being cautious not to veer too far from the 70s and 80s melodies his fans loved him for. Therefore, Epic Records commissioned 24 remixed incarnations of Jam, created by 7 remixers, placed depending on the radio station or club it was to be played at. "We could give one version to everybody," said Michael Kaplan, Vice President of Artists and Repertory at Epic Records, "but we live in such a specialized time, in such a fragmented radio world, that what we're doing is super serving our clientele. This meant club disc jockeys can spin a hip-hop remix while radio programmers fearful of irritating older listeners can choose a version that excuses Heavy D's rap section."
So, after hearing the song and watching that little kind of explanation on it,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
I love it. I really love his look here because it's kind of like the same with the 1988 Grammys. Like, I love that. And it's just like, I know what he's saying in here is like, you know, because from what I understand, this is the midst of where a lot of the controversies about him happened. And so like, he's kind of proving to the world that he is, you know, finding his own peace and doing his art is like doing it like, you know, is the one giving him peace. But for me, from what I understand from this point of view of this time now, from all I can say is like, you know, first of all, Michael is always like a kind of a prophet. Like, he is always the one, like, you know, getting us all together. Like, he always wants everyone to just, you know, hold hands and like face the world together and not just, you know, on your own. And also, like, I also love that Michael used, you know, a lot of like Black children, like really like showcasing to the world their talents. Like, I love that. Back to the lyrics of how, you know, Michael wanting us to all be together and facing all these problems, because I feel like right now we are facing a lot of problems. Like, there's a lot of fear mongering out there of like, you know, yes, it is true, COVID, you know, the monkeypox coming in, the war, I know it's true, but it's like all we hear are bad things. And because
it's like the end of times.
Yeah, it's like the end of times. It's like, and then all we keep hearing is the bad things that, you know, now we kind of are just looking out, you know, for like individually for us, because of course, like, yeah, end of times is coming and we have to be prepared for it. Or like, it's so hard right now, we're all facing financial crisis, you know, so we're all just kind of looking out for towards, you know, we're looking out on us, not, you know, for each other. And if someone would ask, like what he says here, like if someone asks for a favor, it's like, you know, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
And it's just so like, yeah, so I just really love that about Michael, that he's always like someone who uses his music for a bigger purpose. And of course, like, you know, it sounds really nice.
Yeah.
It's like, God.
Yeah, this song is, oh my God, this song is everything to me. I honestly, like, one of my earliest childhood memories, it was either this song or Black or White. So I can't remember, but I remember as a kid when I heard this song, I obviously didn't really listen to the lyrics. I just thought it was like a song about dancing and, you know, like jamming out.
Yeah.
And then like as I got older, I started to read the lyrics and I was like, whoa, like this song actually has a deeper meaning behind it. It has like a deeper darkness behind it. And that's what I love about it, because, you know, it's like the saying where you have to hide the medicine within the candy, and that's what this song is, right? You know, like it's a very catchy, very urban song, which is kind of what Michael wanted, you know. Like that's why I really want you to watch the documentary to know that why the Dangerous album is such a shift in style and such a shift in change for Michael. You know, he left his longtime producer and collaborator Quincy Jones, who's like a legend in the business. Like Quincy Jones is one of the best producers of all time, and Michael wanted to go out on his own and just find a new sound. And you know, that's why he teamed up with this guy Ted Riley, and that's when they came up with this new Jack sound, which is, you know, I think this song Jam perfectly tells you what that sound is. You know, it's very early 90s hip hop, very much like a Chicago, New York type of underground b-boy sound, you know, like hip hop, pop, all that type of stuff mixed into one. And I love it. I love that Michael changed his whole style, because if you compare him from the 80s to the 90s, especially during The Dangerous, it's totally different. And to me, I love Michael during The Dangerous, you know, time, because like this album, once we go through this album, you're gonna see how different sounding this album is, and how even to this date it still sounds like it's ahead of its time.
Yeah,
you know, like the beats, the music, the lyrics, it's unbelievable, you know. But going back to the song, yeah, like I think you like perfectly kind of summed it up, you know. I mean, there's like lines on here that I absolutely love. I just want you to recognize me in the temple. You can't hurt me. I found peace within myself. Like, I just love that, because Michael found peace on the stage, and he found peace through his music, right? And yeah, I love it, you know. And this song perfectly kind of resembles what happened, you know, not just in the 90s, but in life in general. There's always, you know, a prophet of doom on our earth, right? And I think, you know, this song is just, it perfectly, you know, states human nature and how humans change when there is a crisis, and how selfish we become. And you know, Michael's trying to reach out, saying that, you know, we have to help out our fellow man. And it's such an amazing song. And it's just, I love that he has Michael Jordan in it. And apparently too, like, Michael Jordan said, like, I'm not gonna dance, like, don't try to get me to dance. And then he ended up dancing in it, and it was amazing, because like, if you know anything about Michael Jordan, like back in the 90s, he wanted to keep a certain type of image, and I just love that he broke that image
for Michael.
But yeah, like everything about the song, like when I read the lyrics, I can't believe I missed the interpretation as a kid, you know. This song is about the end of the world, or not just about the end of the world, it's about the state of the world and all aspects of it. And yeah, like, man, like the whole, like when I'm just reading the lyrics too, like another one, I told my brothers, don't you ask me for no favors, I'm conditioned by the system, don't you talk to me, don't scream and shout. Like it's perfect, because like we are conditioned by the system, that when, you know, when the sky is falling, we have to look out for ourselves. Yeah. And what he's trying to say is like, we should be looking out for each other. And even Michael is admitting that I am conditioned by the system, and you know, he's trying to break that. You know, it's kind of like man in the mirror, you know. Yeah. In order to change, we have to like start with ourselves. But yeah, I love this song. Like the lyrics are so deep and dark. Like this is such a change in style for Michael.
And I love that. Like, you're right. You know, Michael, like, always changes his tune. Like, a lot of artists, they would just stick to, like, one type of, like, genre, you know, of how they sing. Yeah. But with Michael, like, Michael wants to reach as much as possible, like, as much people as he can, and so he changes his style depending on the era, depending on the time that he's in, and he's able to do that like smoothly, and you know, and he does it in a way, like, you're right, like it's like putting, you know, medicine in your food. You know, he puts like really heavy lyrics of like, you know, gathering up people, like making sure, like, you know, getting people to look out for each other rather than just for ourselves. But he does it in a way that, you know, catches people first. Like, you know, like if you want to go for a movie, like, of course you'll like, you'll make a movie that's just catching everyone's attention right now, which is like superheroes. And so, but then the main thought of your movie would be like something like profound. And I think that is what Michael does. Like he does it like, you know, that is so catchy, get everyone's attention. But then like when they really dive into it, because of how much they love the song, then they'll really see like how actually profound and prophetic it is.
Yeah. And Michael took a big risk breaking away from Quincy Jones, and I'm not sure if you know who Quincy Jones is. No. But it's a very big thing that he stepped away, and he did it on his own. Like I you know, when I watched the documentary, I was really shocked by it, that a lot of people were counting Michael out, that you can't leave Quincy Jones, right? Like Quincy Jones is kind of what gave you that spotlight. And Michael just wanted to change. Like he didn't want to have the same type of 80s sound anymore. He wanted to be modern, and he wanted to be at the forefront of this new sound of the 90s, of the early 90s hip-hop sound, right? And him teaming up with Ted Riley. And if you listen to a lot of songs by Michael in the 90s, and you hear that sound, to me, that's what I grew up with. I grew up with Michael in the 90s, and that sound is perfect. Like, him and Ted Riley were the Quincy Jones of the 90s. Like, it was like the Quincy Jones and Michael of the 90s. Yeah, and Michael took a huge risk on this album with the producers and with the song, with like the songwriting. Very different, very mature, very urban, very street, you know. And I think he wanted to like show the people that he's not ashamed of being black, because you know that was another rumor about him, that he's ashamed of being black, and he's like, no, I'm not. And you know, and Michael is an artist. He's not gonna rest on his laurels. Like, he could have just made another Thriller or another Bad album, like the album Bad, not like a bad album, but I mean. But he honestly could have, and I think people would have just been like, yeah, like, we love it. But I don't think he would have been as legendary, because he showed the world that he is an artist. He's not a gimmick. Not that he was a gimmick in the 80s, but
he's not just like a one-trick pony.
Yeah, like he can go with the times, and he has his ear on the streets. He's not just in a cave, you know, away from the world.
Like, from his castle.
Yeah, like he wants to, you know, develop a new dance and a new way of writing the lyrics, and just the sound of the Dangerous album. Like, I'm so excited that we can finally do the Dangerous album, because you will hear just a different sound of Michael. And I think what we should do is, I think for every song we do off the Dangerous album, maybe we should do one from the Bad or from the Thriller album, so that you can kind of compare and kind of see the contrast. So I don't know if you guys think that's cool. Like, maybe we should do that, because I think for you to really understand how influential this era of Michael is, you really need to know that he stepped on his own. And you know, I think that's when he became a legend, that he could do it on his own. I'm not saying like he did everything on his own, but man, getting away from Quincy Jones, everybody was saying you're not going to make it, and he proved the world wrong. Like, Dangerous is still one of his most ambitious releases to date. And we can't forget about the rapper Heavy D.
Yeah.
I mean,
holy crap,
dude's insane. Like, you know, this is the type of hip hop I grew up with. You know, I grew up with a bit of Heavy D, a bit of like, you know, Tupac, Biggie, you know, all those people. But this is the hip hop of the 90s, and I love that he incorporated a rapper on this album, but or I mean on this song. But anyways, yeah, I can't wait. We're gonna be doing so much of the Dangerous, and we're gonna do deep dives, because this is my favorite album of his, so I'm so excited. But
this song is so good.
So good.
So good.
Put on the playlist, right?
I know.
But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes.
Tell us if you think like that's a good idea. Like, should we kind of go back and forth, or should we just do straight up the Dangerous album? But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. You know, yeah, anything you want to add?
And you know, we're gonna spend like time in the next week or so, like, to just make sure to respond to everyone's messages, replies, because it's just been hard with working full time, and then we only have a few days off, and then just so we don't burn out, we're actually scheduling time together first before doing this, so that we don't burn out and we don't take that month-long, you know, off. So we're doing that, and so that is why, like, you know, unlike before, it's a little harder now for us to respond to comments. But thank you so much for everyone's patience. I hope you guys know that we actually look forward to your guys' comments. Like, we look forward to reading them and to your responses, and we want to always, like, you know, we want to always, like, make sure we like or heart everyone's comments, just so you know that we did, you know, we did see it, we did read it, even if sometimes we can't respond. So thank you so much again for, like, you know, for your patience, for still staying with us, for always like liking our videos, watching the whole thing, commenting, like, you know, making your recommendations. We love it all. Thank you.
You guys are awesome. But yeah, until the next video.
Yeah, see you.